just shot a giant, y'all. An absolute giant. The biggest buck out here. Wait till y'all see this buck. Should be right around this corner right here. Oh my God, there he is. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh man, that was the big one right there. The one I called splits. Okay, we'll get him out of here and talk to y'all soon. What an absolutely incredible hunt this morning, right here in the North Florida deer woods. And I was hunting a swamp that I've been hunting for 2 years now, and I had this buck on camera and hunted him hard all last year, and he never came out in daylight. Never even had a daylight picture of him. He disappeared last year about mid-October, never saw him again. And then put out cameras again, I think in July, and sure enough, boom, he was back, except that instead of being a 10 point like he was last year, he was still a 10 point, but he had a split G2 right here. I think he broke this probably about a month ago. Had him on camera, but then he disappeared about mid-October, kind of like he did last year, and I didn't think I was gonna see him again, and then all of a sudden, he appeared, maybe got in a fight with a bigger buck nearby. The first time that a mature buck last year came out in daylight was November 20. I knew that. I keep pretty good records, and sure enough, today, 1 year later, November 20 was the first day that mature bucks came out in daylight, and what a great hunt it was. It was kind of lightly sprinkling when I walked in, and actually had some deer rustle off as I was walking in, so I was hoping that was a good sign. But it was on fire. He came in behind me. That's why I didn't get it on camera, because I had to turn around in the stand and shoot the other way. And you know, I gave myself advice that I've given others. You know, I've told them, as soon as you get a good shot at a shooter buck, take it. Don't wait for the perfect shot. And I actually shot this deer in the neck. My first. I know a lot of people love neck shots. I've never actually taken one. I'd rather aim for the shoulder. But anyway, he stuck his head behind this big live oak tree. I knew it was splits, and all I saw was his head and his neck, and I went ahead and took the shot. And the crazy part was, after I shot, I didn't see him. So I hoped that he was just laying dead right behind that giant live oak tree. But if not, then I missed him and he was gone. But I never saw him, and I couldn't see behind the tree. I didn't want to get out of the stand, and all the deer, there were, gosh, another buck, a couple of does, they didn't leave. They stayed there. So I went ahead and reloaded, and I really wasn't sure if I killed him or not, although I was hoping I did. Anyway, so I just waited in the stand. But before then, I felt a little bit better, because I had a spike come in, and he walked near the live oak tree. All of a sudden he stopped, looked over like he saw a ghost, and was looking where he should have been laying, and he started pawing the ground. So right then I knew that he was looking at this dead deer, and so I felt a lot better about things. But what just a incredible, I mean, this is 2 years in the making right here, and he's starting to put off another point right there, a G5 right there on his right side. But I don't think, I mean, it's close to an inch, but I don't think it's quite an inch. But just an incredible Florida deer right here, y'all. His bases are almost 5 inches in circumference, so that's huge. Inside spreads about 14 inches, so not a wide deer, but really heavy racked. And I estimated this deer last year, and I showed a couple buddies of mine, especially Chris Berry. He's really good at aging deer. And last year, we thought this deer was 5.5 years old, just by his body. And so I'm really thinking he's 6.5 years old, and if so, the oldest deer I've ever taken. And I mean, even if he's 5.5, I think he's still the oldest deer I've ever taken. So regardless, this is the oldest deer I've ever taken, and that's what it's all about, is trying to shoot a mature buck. And boy, he is some kind of mature. And I don't know what he's gonna weigh, but we're gonna find out pretty soon. But just an incredible animal. God is great all the time. And I'll tell you something else too. I gotta say this, it's a little bittersweet. Our dog, Scarlet O'Hara, our big bloodhound, we had to put her down 2 days ago. And we're just, you know, especially my wife's really broke up about it. And she was with me. O'Hara was with me on this hunt, and it's bittersweet for my wife, who I came back, she was happy for me for this buck, but sad that O'Hara would always come out and always get in the bed of the truck and lick the deer, and just was always interested in what Daddy was bringing home. But hey, we're gonna see her again one day. Anyway, hunt Florida, my second registry buck in one season, and the season is just getting started, and I hope that I ain't done. So stay tuned for more videos on Tony Young Outdoors.